Assalamu alaikum everyone to YouTube channel Civil Engineering with Suhaib Iqbal. So today we are here with the research which was basically conducted on a transportation system, on the design of a transportation system. This transportation system was basically designed for the NUST H12 campus. NUST is basically a university that is located in the capital of Pakistan, Islamabad. It is located in H12 sector. So basically, there was a problem of transportation inside Nest. The campus is vast, and there is a need of a proper transportation system for students and teachers, so they can reach at their desired destinations within a proper time. So this study was conducted to devise a proper transportation system for Nest campus. Basic purpose was to devise a plan that will be more feasible and efficient as compared to the previous system that was running inside the campus. So I will basically go through this presentation, and I will teach you that what are the necessary steps which we have to take while designing a transportation system. The problem which basically arose was that the performance of the nurse shuttle service was not efficient, and it was not meeting the required criteria. And this was basically determined by taking the survey from different teachers and students from different departments. No, I have basically mentioned before that the Nest is a vast campus that consists of 707 acres. So students have basically need to travel long distances to reach their desired destinations. The distance between different departments is large, and if we utilize the concept of physics, distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. And so we obtained basically that the time to reach from one department to another was 20 to 25 minutes walk. So this time is huge. If we look, if students are coming for a lunch break, then it becomes difficult for them to reach to the department on time after having their lunch. So this study was basically related to improving the efficiency of this transportation system so that they can reach at their desired destination. So already the shuttle system which was working was not having definite stops. It was not having a efficient route, and there was not a proper scheduling. If for example, if a student is standing outside for and waiting for shuttle, the shuttle sometimes reach on time and sometimes it comes late. So these were the hurdles which were basically not creating a lot of issue for the students. So in this study, basically the all the necessary objectives which we require for the efficient design of a transportation system, all those objectives have been covered in this research study. So the basic whenever we design a transportation system, what are the requirements which we take, what are the objectives which we consider before designing a transportation system? First of all, we need to know about the need of the users, what they demand, where they require this your transportation service to come. So for that we have to basically define the proper stops where the passengers will be able to board on our shuttle or our bus which we are utilizing for our transportation. So we have to basically mark the generation areas from where the trips are basically generated. In the next step, we have to basically distribute those trips. So we have basically covered all those objectives. So we defined special routes inside this campus. I did this research with my fellows. We defined proper routes inside this campus, and we made a proper schedule. By following that schedule, it was possible to cover this campus with 10 shuttles. So it was a huge achievement. And we defined proper stops students after, and we provided them with a proper schedule. By following those schedules, students were able to reach at their desired destinations. They were aware that we have to reach at this time, and after reaching at this time at this particular station, we will be able to reach at our desired destination. And day scholars were having their personal transport, so socialites were not having their personal transport. So it was so the basic purpose of this system was discussed the use of personal transport inside the campus, especially for hostelites, because they were not able to pay the expense of having a personal car or a personal bike. So, moving forward, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals were also considered in this project. The shuttle system, the shuttles which were utilized for this project were basically working on the solar energy. The batteries were usually charged with the solar light, and those batteries were dry batteries. And if we know that dry batteries have long duration, long life, and it is an advancement over the batteries that were utilizing water. So it was affordable and clean. It was not the shuttle was not making any kind of noise pollution. It was not having any kind of smoke emission from its back, and it was clean in that aspect. It was environment friendly. And second thing, if there is no fuel, we know that fuel prices are rising. And if we talk about fuel, fossil fuel energy is basically non-renewable energy. Once we consume our fossil fuels, we cannot utilize them, recycle them. And if we talk about the solar energy, we can get solar energy again and again. So in that aspect, it was also in this sense achievable and a good. And moving forward, if we talk about the literature review that was done for this study, was basically a geospatial analysis of the shuttle bus stops. This was a case study that was done in University of Ghana main campus. In this study, they basically assigned the proper stops for their shuttle system depending upon the geospatial analysis which were done in ArcGIS software. So these were the basically literature review which was conducted before designing the service system for NUST. And normally whenever we do a research, we basically do some literature review for that research, and so that we are going in the right direction. Another case study was related to the optimization of airport shuttle bus service routes, based on the travel time and reliability. So, if we now we talk about the airport, we know that the shuttles are required on airport to board passengers from their luggage area to the from the area where they are sitting and waiting room to the airplane. Now, moving forward towards the methodology, what was the roadmap that was followed for this research? As a step was the collection of data. That was a very important step, because without knowing the needs of the people who will utilize this service, it was not possible to design this system correctly. So, survey form, this data was collected manually, as well as proper survey forms were generated and shared with the students from different campuses, with teachers. So it was a hectic process in short, but it was necessary. And next step was digitization of that data. Digitization means the binary conversion of that data, and after noting down all those responses, that data was converted into a matrix form in which the responses were collected and summed up, and we obtained basically origin to destination numbers in the form of origin to destination. For example, if a guy is going from hostel to the department, then how many guys are going at a particular time from a hostel to a department. So after noting these digits, we basically obtained the demand in correct sense. So it was a very important step, that digitization of data. And the next step was a statistical analysis. If you know that the basic concept of stats is that we make a sample, and then we enlarge this sample to make a population. So it is practically impossible to know the feedback of every student inside the campus. So we basically made samples and we analyze those samples utilizing statistical analysis. And after once we completed these stats